get low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go.
Brian Giles with Brian Giles MTG. And hoo-ha, we're back with more Final Fantasy spoilers. We got a whole bunch to get through today because I didn't make a video yesterday. Was busy doing other things that need to be accomplished. But starting our list off, we have kind of a strange legendary creatures in Quina Coup Gourmet. It's a green and 2 for a 2/3 legendary creature Q. If one or more tokens will be created under your control, that many tokens plus a green 1/1 frog creature token are created instead. Pay 2, sacrifice a frog, put a +1/+1 counter on Quina. Sounds weird, if you're fitting it in a food deck. It's almost like a frog version of Chatterfang. So, hoo-ha, that's a little different. Moving on, we've got You're Not Alone. White mana for an instant that reads, target creature gets +2/+2 till end of turn. You control 3 or more creatures, it gets +4/+4 till end of turn instead. Well, good for your deck with lots of creatures. Hoo-ha. We have Ice Flan. This is one of the enemies you come across in Final Fantasy X. Please excuse the ads are being annoying. Ice Flan is 2 blue and 2 for a 5/4 elemental ooze. When it enters, tap artifact or creature your opponent controls and put a stun counter on it, and it island cycles for 2. So, good limited card, big beefy body. Tap a creature and put a stun counter on it. Next up, we have Syncopate, a nice reprint in this set. So, blue and X, for an instant read, counter target spell unless its control pays X. That's if spell that countered this way, exile it instead of putting it into the owner's graveyard. So, let's just hit exile stuff, okay. Because it's blue, why not? Next up, we have another interesting sorcery in Poison the Waters. So, this is Kefka putting poison in the water because Kefka's just mad, evil, and bad. So, a black and 1 for sorcery that reads, choose one. All creatures get -1/-1 until end of turn. Oh, say goodbye to your weenies. Or target player reveals their hands and you choose an artifact or creature card from it. That player discards that card. Well, card discarding and weenie wipe. I like that for 2 mana. Hoo-ha. Next up is Coral Sword. Although this is listed from Final Fantasy V, Coral Sword first appeared in Final Fantasy I. For red mana, you get an artifact equipment with Flash. This equipment enters, attached to target creature you control, it gains first strike till end of turn. Equipped creature gets +1/+0 and equip it for 1. Hey, there's an equipment I could get down with. You got Flash, automatic first strike, automatic attachment, first strike, +1/+0, and it only equips for 1. Next up is Queen Brane. Red and 2 for a 2/1 legendary human noble with prowess. Whenever creating Bronate attacks, create a 0/1 black wizard creature token whenever you cast a non-creature spell, deals 1 damage to each opponent. Well, we've been seeing this whole wizard thing as a theme. I'm not unhappy with that. This could definitely do something in that with that wizard deck. Next up, we have one of the town lands in Lindblum Industrial Regency. It's got an adventure for a red and 2. You can, have Mage Seed, which creates a 0/1 black wizard creature token. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this token deals 1 damage to each opponent. Of course, as a land, it enters tapped, and you can tap it for a red. So this is, these two cards have gone together. The Queen and Lindblum. So hoo-ha. Next up, we got some more cards from the bonus sheet. First up is A Promise Fulfilled. Light up the stage. So, a red and 2 for sorcerer that reads, has a spectacle cost of a red and 1. Exile the top 2 cards of your library until end of your next turn, and you play those cards. Now, spectacle, for those of you that aren't aware, is that if you draw this as your first card, you can pay the spectacle cost. I think that's how it goes. You can remind me in the comments if not. So. Next up, we have Barnabas Tharmer, also known as Crom, Ludovic's Opus. A blue, a red, and 3 for legendary zombie horror with flying and haste. That's 4/4. If your opponent casts their second spell each turn, draw a card, and it has Partner. Whoops. We had a little bit of an issue there. Oh, yeah. Okay, where are we? Where are we? Down, down, down. There we are. Sorry about that. Went back a little too far. Next up, we have Arden Izunia, also known as Varagoth Bloodsky Sire. So a black and 2 for a 2/3 legendary demon rogue with Death Touch. Has a boast ability of a black and 1. Target player searches their library for a card, shuffles it, and put that card on top. So for those of you that don't understand what boast is, it says when you attack, you can pay the boast cost, and you get that effect. So it's a good because you can tutor for a card when this creature attacks. So it's not bad. Varagoth has been useful for a lot of things, and it's also a demon, which we've seen in this particular set. There's some love around the demon tribe. So hoo-ha. Next up is Haste Magic. So red and 1 for instant that reads, target creature gets +3/+1, gains haste till end of turn. Exile the top card of your library. You may play it till your next end step. Yeah, I like that. Your creature gets beefed up. It's got haste, plays right in, as it comes into play, and you can get an extra card off the top of your library to play until your next end step. Hoo-ha. Adalbert Steiner. From Final Fantasy IX, this guy's kind of cool, actually. For a white and 1, you get a 2/1 human knight with lifelink, and it gets +1/+1 for each equipment you control. Now, I don't know if this guy is in the starter deck precon or what, but in any equipment deck, this guy's gonna make a difference in your deck. To haul. Next up, we have 3 cards that revolve around a certain game you can play in Final Fantasy called Blitzball. So we have Tidus Blitzball Star for a white, a blue, and 1. You get a 2/1 human warrior, legendary human warrior. Whenever an artifact you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on Tidus. Ew. And those colors, so that's your artifact colors. Whenever Tidus attacks, tap target creature an opponent controls. Ew. That's nasty. Next up, we have Side Quest, Play Blitzball. Now, for a red and 2, you get an enchantment that reads at the beginning of combat on your turn. Target creature you control gains +2/+0 till end of turn. Not bad. At the end of combat on your turn, if a player was dealt 6 or more combat damage this turn, transform this enchantment and attach it to a creature you control. So it becomes World Champion Celestial Weapon. A legendary artifact equipment. It gets automatically put on when it flips. It automatically gets put onto a creature. Equipped creature is +2/+0 and double strike and equipped for 3. Hey, I'm not unhappy with that. Hoo-haw. That's an interesting thing. And we have Blitzball Shot. So, a green and 1 for an instant that reads, target creature gets +3/+3, gains trample till end of turn. A little more pricey than you see normally, but I'll allow it for this. Next up, we have From Father to Son. White and 1 for sorcerer read. Search your library for a vehicle card, reveal it, put it in your hand. The spell was cast from a graveyard, put that card onto the battlefield instead, then shuffle. You have flashes back for a beefy 3 white and 4. But if you're getting a certain vehicle that you really need, we haven't seen a lot of vehicles yet. I'm expecting to see some more. So hoo-haw. Next up is an insane card. This is Jenova the Ancient Disaster. So a black, a green, and 2 for a 1/5 legendary. I don't know what you would call it. It's in Japanese. I don't read Japanese. But here's where it gets really nutty. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put a number of +1/+1 counters equal to this creature's power on up to 1 target other creature. That creature becomes a mutant in addition to its other types. And whenever a mutant you control dies during your turn, draw cards equal to its power. Yeah, we can, yeah. There's a number of mutants already in Magic in these colors. I've had somebody mention the Wise Mothman deck. I'd have to double check on that. But I'm also thinking forward into something, a little bit more Marvel related, and especially, like cards in the Marvel Secret Lair, Storm, whatnot, Wolverine. If we're gonna see any of the X-Men mutants, that's gonna do stuff too. So we got Dwarven Castle Guard. White 1 for a 2/1 dwarf soldier. When it dies, create a 1/1 colorless hero creature token. Next up is another bird. Another legendary bird in Ambrosia Whiteheart. White 1 for a 2/2 legendary bird with flash. When it enters, you may return another permanent you control to its owner's hand. And it has landfall. When a land you control enters, Ambrosia Whiteheart gets +1/+0 till end of turn. Yo! You don't see a lot of landfall cards on white creatures. And it fits into the Choco Bird Landfall deck. This is going to be included in that deck. And you can, with the flash, you can bounce something back to your hand for more enter the battlefield triggers. Hoo-ha! Next up, we have some more cards from the bonus sheet. Not surprised to see this card in Princess Sarah. Another Yoshitaka Amano artwork. For green and 2, you get a 1/2 human monk. You can play 2 additional lands during each of your turns. Well, yeah, in that landfall deck, I think this would be a nice include. Hoo-ha! We have Battle at the Big Bridge, also known as Fatal Push. Black mana for an instant that raids. Destroy target creature if it has mana value 2 or less. Revolt will restore that creature if it has mana value 4 or less. Instead, the permanent you control left the battlefield this turn. So, hoo-ha. We've got Kefka's Tower, Bolas' Citadel. I can understand why they use that for Kefka's Tower. Not going to even lie about that. 3 black and 3 for legendary artifacts. You may look at the top cards of your library anytime you play lands and cast spells at the top of your library. If you cast a spell this way, pay life equals to its mana value rather than play its mana cost. And tap and sacrifice 10 non-land permanent. Each opponent loses 10 life. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Next up, we have another crazy artifact equipment. We have Aether and Priwen. Seems like a beefy 6 generic for a legendary artifact equipment. The equipped creature gets power toughness X, where X is your life total. And equip for 5. Excuse me? In a deck where you're playing an equipment strategy with cards that are going to cheat in equipment and even put them on creatures. In a commander game? Are you serious? On a creature that has some sort of thing like flying or trample. Yeah, well, okay, let's just put that on them. No, that's not going to be abused at all. We got Benedicta Harmon, also known as Ishtai Ojutai Dragon Speaker. So, a white, a blue, and 2 for a 1/1 legendary bird monk with flying. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Benedicta Harmon, and it has Partner. And this will go into the Choco Bird deck for sure. And then we have Astral Titan, also known as Primeval Titan. Why did they print this? They know it's not legal in Commander, but I guess why not? 2 green and 4 for a 6/6 giant with trample. And Whenever this creature enters or attacks, you search your library for up to two land cards, put them onto the battlefield, then shuffle. If this weren't Banded Commander, that Choco deck would be absolutely crazy. Not to mention, just playing this with Tifa Lockhart. This is disgusting. Why? Why? This makes me question why. We have Blessing of the Oracle. It's going to be my last card for this video. So white and 3 for an instant that reads. It's a Chroma's Will. So instant that reads, choose one. If you control a commander, you may choose both instead. Creatures you control gain flying, vigilance, double strike until end of turn, or creatures you control gain lifelink and indestructible and protected from each color until end of turn. So, yeah. This is not going to be used to any good effect in an equipment deck based around white. Especially in the Commander game. This is... So that's it for the video for right now. We'll see you on the next video.